Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Straight to the Point. This week, the much talked about and the much awaited Zilla Parishad elections concluded in Goa. Now, normally Zilla Parishad elections should not make so much of noise and create so much of impact as they normally do in Goa. Because in Goa, the Zilla Parishad elections is not really about giving better governance to the Zilla Parishad bodies to strengthen the Panchayat local self-government. Zilla Parishad elections are only clearly, totally, unequivocally conducted to test the waters and test political strengths. For all practical purposes, this was a good semi-final before the assembly elections, irrespective of whether anybody denies it or not. And in these elections, a lot of home truths were re-established, but yet there were some very important and surprising points that came to light. Firstly, let's look at the main takeaway from these elections. The BJP, with its ally, the MGP, has clearly retained control of both the North Goa and the South Goa Zilla Parishad with a very comfortable majority. Let there be no doubt about that. And the issue here is, though the Congress and the opposition are not stating that this is the way it's going to be in 2027 in the next assembly elections. But what is clear is that the opposition, both individually and collectively, has a lot of work to do to create any dent in the BJP beyond the Congress bastion of Salcette, where the BJP still has a lot of answers to seek. The BJP and the MGP combined got 32 seats, with BJP getting 29 and MGP 3. The Congress got 10 seats in the total 50-seat pie. The Goa Forward Party got one in alliance with the Congress. The Revolutionary Goan Party got only 2 seats. The AAP somehow managed to win 1 seat by a very small margin of less than 100 votes. The Independents, interestingly, won 4 seats, and I'm going to go more into the role played by the Independents a little later in this video. Of course, if you look at the two North Goa and South Goa spread, then of course the BJP out of 25 seats in North Goa got 18, the MGP got 1, so 19 out of 25 seats is not only a clear sweep, it's an absolute whitewash. In South Goa, it was pretty neck and neck because the BJP got 11, the Congress got 10. The BJP plus Congress got 11. The Congress plus Goa Forward got 11, and BJP and MGP got 13. So in South Goa, one cannot really say that the BJP has really swept. The South Goa margin is much less. But if you look at the Lok Sabha elections, which Congress won from South Goa, and the number of seats that Congress normally wins originally, before of course people defected, that pattern has kind of retained, with South Goa by and large still with at least parts of South Goa by and large still with the Congress. Now look at the vote share. That is very important, which is very important for all kind of calculations. The BJP polled 40.63% of the votes. That itself is an indication of how strong its presence is. BJP and MGP together got 44.47 votes. So by and large, 50% of the votes has been cornered by the ruling alliance. The Congress got 19.3%. The RGP got 9.15%. The AAP performed shockingly and very poorly, contested 43 seats and secured only 5.35% of the votes. Importantly, the independent candidates together got 17% of the votes. They got over 1.3 lakh votes, but they got 17% votes were secured by the independents. So what does it say? It says very clearly that the organizational spread in rural Goa and other parts of Goa, but specifically rural Goa, since this was all about rural, it remains BJP's biggest asset at this point of time. Booth management, local influencer ecosystems, the BJP has managed to get that done very well, barring, as I said, the Salcette pocket. Let's now look at the Congress performance overall and specifically in the area that is done well. Congress does not pose a statewide challenge to the BJP as of now. Let's be very clear right now. For various reasons, in spite of all its best efforts, the Congress does not pose a statewide challenge to the BJP as of now. That is as clear as daylight, without any biases, without any emotion. It's a hard fact. Congress did, of course, better than last time in terms of seats, but it's very structurally uneven. Some here, some there. Concentration in Salcette and nowhere else. This doesn't pass muster at all. Now, the Congress, of course, it got 8 out of 9 Salcette seats, but that's just one taluka. Okay. But also, what is important here is that when it comes to the Catholic belt, the Congress manages to do quite well, and it can still blunt the BJP in the Catholic belt if it gets its act together. That sometimes makes the Congress overconfident, thinking they're going to win the entire state without alliances. That also is another debate. Maybe there is weight to it, looking at the way AAP has performed. But let's look at it this way, that the Congress confidence of winning against all odds and without any alliances holds true right now only for Salcette. Because Salcette also rejected all the 15 independent candidates. Very important. Former Zilla Parishad President Nelly Rodriguez and Maria Rebello, both are former ZP chairpersons. They both lost. Chief Minister Pramod Sawant and other BJP leaders campaigned for independence in 6 constituencies in Salcette, and they lost all. These are important takeaways. Goa Forward party fielded 5 candidates in Raya, Naveli, Nuve, Kolva. Sorry, not Goa Forward party. I'm talking of AAP. Okay. Now, AAP, which initially had a sitting member from Benoli, managed to win only the Kolva seat by a margin of 73 votes, as I said earlier. Okay. Of course, then we have former Chief Ministers Arvind Kejriwal, Atishi, both of them campaigned. AAP made this into a very prestige prestige election. They did not win anything except one by a mere margin of 73 votes. However, the Congress footprint, as I said, is not large enough. It has a serious introspection to do. And it is not a statewide coalition. And this is where the problem is. It is not even a statewide party as of now. So there's a lot of ground to be covered, and we'll see how it goes. The opposition unity, what I meant is, did the no opposition unity help BJP? Well, it did in some constituencies. It certainly did, and I will tell you how. So when I analyze this, I come to the conclusion that yes, opposition unity will help the non-BJP forces. But the point here is in how many seats. Of course, again, we are looking at some seats where they played a big part, and it's important to flag those. See, for instance, in Barse, in Kalangut, in Shioli, in Chimbel, in Korli, in Poingini, across both north and south, this has had an impact. Now let us look at how the opposition votes were split. Now look at Korli. Korli, there was a friendly contest between alliance partners, Congress and the Goa Forward Party, but that fired very, very badly. Both parties fielded candidates, which divided the support base. The result was a clear win for the BJP, with the sitting ZP member Siddesh Shripad Naik getting 5594 votes, whereas the combined votes of the Congress 4537 and Goa Forward Party 4738 stood at a massive 9,275 votes. So if they had contested together, they would have got 9275 votes, whereas BJP got only 5594 votes. But because they did not had a friendly quote-unquote fight, that led to BJP ultimately winning the grand fight. So these are important points. Look at Kalangut. Michael Lobo's bastion would have been under severe threat if there was opposition unity. Here's how. Congress polled 5003 votes. The RGP got 3719 votes. Together, the opposition votes were 8722, far exceeding the 5646 votes polled by the BJP. Franzila Rodriguez. The BJP won because the Congress and the RGP contested separately. Imagine if Michael Lobo had lost, this would have been a severe embarrassment for him. In Chimbel, BJP's candidate Gauri Kamat, she got 5732 votes, whereas the opposition, which is AAP, got 2843, the Congress got 2490, RGP got 1830. Together, they polled 7163 votes, whereas BJP got 5732 votes, but the BJP won. Interestingly, in Daborli, there was no RGP candidate, there was no AAP candidate. That actually helped the Congress candidate Danny Fernandez. He and Satyavijay Naik of the BJP had a direct contest. Okay, and there you go. The seat was ultimately secured. Okay, now let us look at this. In Girdoli, Yuri Alemao had an arrangement with Sanjay Velip, and that was decisive because there Sanjay won by 2306 votes in spite of the Chief Minister Sawant contesting for the BJP candidate. So again, where the fights are straight or minimal, the Congress has done well. But however, let's look at the broader picture. While these examples show that in about 6 to 7 constituencies, the Congress or any other member of the opposition could have won those seats, thereby reducing the BJP seats right now by another 6-7 seats. But if you look at the overall vote percentage, then even the combined vote percentage of the opposition is not higher than the BJP across the state. See, for instance, if the Congress, Goa Forward Party, AAP and RGP were together, their combined vote share would have been 38.39% as opposed to the BJP's vote percentage of almost 50%, 44.47. And as I said before, okay. So, what is the conclusion? That the opposition fragmentation did matter, but mattered in fragments, not everywhere else. Now, let us look at, so what does it mean for the 2027 assembly elections? Now, while one can argue that this is not a direct predictor of the assembly elections, but they are a very good indicator of the preparedness, the ground level preparation, the local leadership, vote transfer capacity, and so on and so forth. So if you look at that, then BJP's rural consolidation and statewide spread still remains intact. The Congress, of course, can do very well and has done very well in Salcette and parts of South Goa, but that will not win them the state election. That is very, very clear. They need to concentrate in North Goa, win seats in North Goa, or get into a strategic alliance where AAP or some other party can be given. But with the distrust between AAP and the Congress at this point of time, even an alliance is going to be a self-defeating purpose. So the Congress has only one way to go: consolidate North Goa, maybe in alliance with the Goa Forward Party, because that seems like a natural alliance right now. Go ahead and win some seats in North Goa. Otherwise, forget about winning Goa. Number one. BJP, it has only one area of worry. One, of course, is the Salcette area, where the BJP has just not managed to make inroads, and that is going to get even stronger, which is why some of the independents who are backing BJP are a little worried. Reginald Lawrence in Kurtori is concerned, though he's not showing it. Even in Kortali, though Anton Vaz managed to get his seat, but at the end of the day, the independents in South Goa are not as happy who are backing the ruling party. Let's put it this way. Of course, in North Goa, there's no problem at all. However, there are two pockets, as I said. There are two seats which I really like to flag. One is Arambol, and one is Kolwale. That is where independence and internal BJP problems can uh, create issues, and there the opposition can see a little bit of green light there. For instance, you look at Arambol. The Arambol candidate, I think her name is Radhika Palekar. She was former chief minister who's now no longer with the BJP, rebel BJP leader, Lakshmikant Parsekar's candidate, and she actually won there in the face of stiff official presence of the BJP. We have a BJP candidate, BJP backed a candidate there who's MLA Jeet Arolkar backing the BJP. You have heavyweights there. In spite of that, in Arambol, you have Lakshmikant Parsekar's candidate winning. In Kolwale, not far, you have Kavita Kiran Khandolkar, the wife of former BJP member, BJP leader, BJP minister Kiran Khandolkar, winning the Kolwale seat in a BJP stronghold. So these as independent. So these are important signals that there is a lot of BJP infighting in some pockets, and those may cost BJP quite dearly if they don't settle this quickly. So that is also something that is also very important takeover. Couple of other things also that I must flag. Again, coming quickly back to Salcette again. If you look at seats where there are defectors, for instance, you look at Nuve. Nuve, the BJP has been routed, and that is important. The Congress is there. The Congress has done very well. You have a good cadre in Nuve. You have a veteran congressman called Everson Wallace who's done beautifully and has worked extremely hard. The people are with the Congress. They have rejected Alex Chikwerra's presence and politics there at this point of time. The overall spirit of defections is being protested against, and so that is quite clear. So these are things that need to be done. In Naveli, for instance, you have a BJP MLA, Ullas Tuekar, who was a former ZP chairperson. There, the BJP lost. Of course, last time he won because all the votes were completely split. But that also augurs well that in those hardcore Salcette pockets, nothing else matters. The Congress has got a huge amount of support cutting across all odds. These are very important things. So finally, the conclusion here. The conclusion here is that the BJP has got its act together. It has some areas of worry that it needs to sort out, which Salcette being one of them, but Salcette is just 8 seats. So the point is, unless the Congress and some other parts of the opposition, but mainly Congress, which is by far the principal and the only opposition party in Goa now, unless the Congress decides to take North Goa seriously, they'll be handing over Goa on a platter to the BJP at this point of time, which is a very, very clear indication. Secondly, local issues and important issues do matter in South Goa, but those issues do not get transferred to North Goa. For instance, the issue of land grabbing, the issue of double tracking of the Southwestern Railways, which has damaged a lot of fields, people's homes, the big construction of the Bori Bridge over Khazan lands, the encroachment into people's areas in the Bhoma area, the presence of big corporations working with the government to ensure coal corridors are completely intensified. These are issues that don't seem to matter. Recently, there was a huge protest and a gathering of the people of South Goa against coal pollution. There was a massive outpouring of people at Loya Maidan about a couple of months ago, less than 2 months ago. But you don't see that same sentiment, public sentiment against these kind of government projects happening anywhere in North Goa. Law and order, which is a major issue. The quality of roads, which is a major issue. The number of traffic accidents and drunken driving, which is happening, is supposed to be a major issue. There was a fire at Birch by Romeo Lane, where 25 people were killed less than a month ago. That issue did not seem to have much of an impact against the BJP at all in that constituency. So it just shows that at the end of the day, local settings, local contacts, grassroots mobilization, all this matters much more than actual people's issues. that may be talked about in the media, that maybe may come up during campaigns. But when it comes to hard voting, it is the organizational strength which ultimately still matters in Goa. This fellow Goans is a broader picture, which I've tried to give as broadly as possible. Do give us your feedback to Goa Narrative, and give us your comments. Subscribe to the channel, and be with us on this journey. Thank you so much.